So it's officially summer 2020. I decided that it was time to upgrade our children's bedroom wall. When I first decided to put up artwork on their wall, I wanted to be personal. As a teacher, I know how important ownership is, so I decided rather than just buying a bunch of art, it doesn't provide any ownership, it's not personal. So I wanted to make sure that if I was going to hang something up, that my kids would take pride in what was being displayed. We discovered that a lot of the adhesives would pull paint off the wall. The biggest one was the continent stickers, which were so sticky that it pulled off large chunks of paint from the wall upon removal. At this point, we had debated whether we would patch each continent outline or just peel away everything in order to make sure we were working with the most even surface area. We decided to peel away the paint around the entire map and deal with leveling out one giant outline instead of filling in the outlines for each sticker. Then we began by sanding the wall in order to get a smooth, even surface to work with. We used 180 grit sandpaper folded over a sponge. This process also helps get rid of any adhesive residue left over from tape. Then we used the spackling paste that came from a drywall repair patch kit to level out the outlines of the ripped portion of the wall to make it as even as possible with the drywall. You can use painter's putty, but we found that painter's putty took a longer time to dry and was more clay-like in consistency. Spackle dried quickly and was sandable within an hour. We used a putty knife and applied spackle along the edge of the outline, spackling away from the circle and into the outline, spreading it as flat and as even as we could in order to get rid of the hard outline. You'll notice that the paste goes in about 4 to 6 inches from the edge of the hard line, allowing a gradual evenness to the leveling effect. After the spackle dried, it needed to be sanded down in order to level it out and make it as even with the drywall as possible. Once the wall surface was even, we began painting. We laid on a coat of paint using a roller and let it dry. Once the first layer was dry, we were left with a clean wall in which some imperfections that we had previously missed made themselves evident. So that gave us an opportunity to spot check any problem areas or imperfections that we may have missed during the first pass. We repeated the process with other problem areas and added a second layer of spackle where the outlines still showed through, sanding everything to a smooth, even surface once dry. Once the remaining problem areas were dealt with, we added a second layer of paint. After allowing the paint to dry again, we were able to reassemble the room and put things back into place. So I decided that it would be really nice if we could just redo their whole wall, find a way to still display their artwork but give it a clean, modern look that provided some flexibility. I stumbled upon an IKEA curtain rod that people were using. It had the metal brackets, it had the metal wire that was definitely what I was looking for. I was able to find a similar one on Amazon. When the new wall mounts were delivered, we measured where to place our mounts and marked the spots on the wall. We cut the wires to the appropriate length and connected them to the wall mounts. Finally, we were able to clip some artwork to the wall. In the end, we now have a cleaner solution for displaying artwork that will give our kids an opportunity to display their favorite work with a lot less mess on the walls.